राशिद, आवाज आ रही है वहाँ पे? start in next 5 minutes. Thank you. Very warm wishes to everybody, to all the attendees who have joined us. 5 minutes. Thank you. To all the attendees who have joined us virtually, we'll shortly start the event. Very warm wishes to everybody, to all the attendees. Warm wishes to everybody who has joined us virtually today. I welcome you all in this workshop on benchmarking quality standards, the HAPPI model, introduced by Jagran Lake City University in collaboration with AUAP. Quality is not an act, but it's an habit. And aligning to the mission and the vision of Jagran Lake City University, today we are organizing a workshop for AUAP members on the benchmarking quality standards, developed from a global perspective. The workshop will introduce the HAPPI model that has been developed. The proposed model has been taken inspiration from the existing modes of quality, but has emphasized learning and the process of learning as being the central and the pivotal point to this process. The proposed framework keeps in mind the 21st century reality, but that the quality learning is the basic philosophical foundation of the university education. The proposed framework, the HAPPI model, associates the quality with respect to 5 identified pillars: headway, academic, process, people, and impact, which are further subdivided into selected parameters. In this first workshop, the first pillar, headway, and its sub-parameters would be deliberated upon at length. To initiate this process, I'll invite Mr. Abhishek Mohan Gupta, the Pro-Chancellor, Jagran Lake City University, to deliver the welcome address.
Sri Hari Mohan Gupta, Honorable Chancellor, Jagran Lake City University, and Second Vice President, AUAP, Dr. Ricardo Obama, Secretary General, AUAP, Dr. Sandeep Shastri, Vice Chancellor, Jagran Lake City University, members of the drafting committee of the HAPPI model at Jagran Lake City University, members joining from the AUAP office, delegates from the 28 participating universities from the Asia Pacific, and my dear colleagues at Jagran Lake City University. A very warm good morning to you all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of Jagran Lake City University to our first workshop on benchmarking quality standards, the HAPPI model, in collaboration with the Association of Universities of Asia and Pacific. Last year, AUAP formed the Quality Assurance Committee under the leadership of our Chancellor as its chairman and me as the member secretary. Jagran Lake City University was given a mandate to work with committee members to make a quality assurance model, which could benchmark the quality standards across the AUP member universities. After lengthy deliberation and intensive research by the working committee at Jagran Lake City University, we proposed the HAPPI model to the executive committee of AUAP, which conforms to the global standards and focuses on capturing characteristics that are unique to the Asia Pacific region. The proposed model has been taken as inspiration from the existing quality models followed across the world, but has emphasized learning as central to the process. The proposed HAPPI model associates quality with respect to 5 identified pillars, which are further subdivided into selected parameters. In this first workshop, the first pillar, headway, and its sub-parameters would be deliberated upon at length, helping the working committee to fine-tune the model, making it more robust. I'm confident that today's workshop will be full of energy, excitement, and with many discussions, debates, and dialogues. I once again welcome you all on behalf of Jagran Lake City University and AUP, and wish all the participants an entire day of fruitful learning ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. With this, I'd like to invite Honorable Chancellor, Jagran Lake City University, Sri Hari Mohan Gupta, sir, to deliver the inaugural address for the inauguration workshop.
Good morning to one and all present today in this workshop, which is very important for we all stakeholders. My best wishes in this new year for the distinguished participants at the workshop who represent their universities as members of AUAP. I do hope and pray that the new year brings us all good health and progress in all our endeavors. It gives me great pleasure to inaugurate this first online workshop organized jointly by AUAP and Jagran Lake City University on the quality assurance HAPPI model. Over the last several months, as at AUAP has been having detailed discussions on a strategy of to benchmark the quality standards in our university. We have been conscious in trying to ensure that these benchmarks conform to the global standards, national perspectives, and local requirements of its members are also included. As part of this mandate, a model of quality assurance, which has been called HAPPI model, was developed by Jagran Lake City University, presented before the AUAP executive body after receiving inputs from members. The model was received and presented once again to the members. The feedback has been very positive, and this has encouraged us to take this initiative forward. The workshop series we are inaugurating today aims at brainstorming amongst AUAP members on the different compartments of the HAPPI model. This model provides for 5 criteria for quality assessment: headway, academic process, people, and impact. The workshop today would discuss the first criteria of assessment: headway. This criteria assesses the philosophical foundation of a university and additionally explore its vision and mission, the leadership framework, strategies, planning framework, and communication and branding. You would agree with me that the criterion is crucial to the assessment of the quality of higher education that a university provides at the workshop. I am sure the discussion among the representatives of the universities of AUAP will offer great clarity about the criterion and its relevance. We hope to hold similar workshops in the coming month on the other criterion, which will be a final brainstorming session. And thereafter, we'll have to present this model in the front of AUAP board to decide whether to take it up or leave it. The HAPPI model looks at quality not at the final destination, but as a journey which has several milestones, learning and reflections. For us at AUAP, quality should symbolize a striving for excellence and a 360 improvement. It aims at moving forward in a range of activities that an institute of a higher education must invest its time, efforts, and energy in. When drafting our quality model, we consciously kept a few factors in mind. Firstly, we wanted to provide a framework of quality standards for the AUAP members, universities that has a global vision, yet captured the unique characteristics of Asia Pacific region. Secondly, the model efforts on opportunity of university to reflect on their philosophy, practices, and output, and work on a strategy for quality enhancement. Thirdly, the model provides for flexibility in the demonstration of quality benchmarks without compromising on key learning values. Above all, it encourages educational institutes to collaborate and share their best practices. I wish this workshop every success and encourage all participants to share their ideas freely, frankly, and reflections, and contribute to a better appreciation of our quality model, which will ultimately help us to grow and benchmark our quality standards in front of the world. I am happy to inaugurate the workshop deliberations. I extend my best wishes for successfully drafting and adoption of HAPPI model in the benefit of all. Thank you very much. And let us start this brainstorming session. And I'm sitting here and participating in this brainstorming session, listening to your inputs, and carefully we assure you that we are going to incorporate them in the benefit of us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words would have always ignited us to take this ahead as well. With this, I'll request the Professor Dr. Sandeep Shastri, the Vice Chancellor, Jagran Lake City University, to share his views outlining the schedule for today's workshop.
My very, very warm greetings to all members of the AUAP family, my distinguished Chancellor, sir, my Honorable Pro-Chancellor, sir, other office bearers of the AUAP, participants in this workshop, and my colleagues at the university. I come after a very, very warm welcome that was given by the Pro-Chancellor and a very thought-provoking and inspiring inaugural address which was given by our Chancellor of our university and the second Vice President of AUAP. It's my privilege on behalf of the Jagran Lake City University family to welcome you all to this workshop also and lay out the strategy that we are following for today's workshop. In today's workshop, we are in a way outlining to all members what the HAPPI model is all about. And we plan to take a deep dive into the first criteria, that is headway. As already mentioned, it has 4 sub-criteria of philosophical underpinnings, leadership, strategy, and communication. After the broad model is presented to all of us, we will break up into 4 subgroups, and each subgroup will look at one of the sub-criteria: philosophical underpinnings, leadership, mission, and communication. And when these subgroups reflect on each of these criteria from the perspective of their region, from the perspective of their university, and from the perspective of AUAP, the groups will come back to the general body and present a succinct summary of the discussions which happened in their groups. And this will help us, as the workshop concludes, formulate the framework that the AUAP members have suggested with regard to this first module. And then in our next workshop, we will have again 4 subgroups, which will look at the other 4 criteria. And over these 2 workshops, we will be able to cover the 5 criteria of the HAPPI model. And we at Jagran look forward to this initiative under the inspiring guidance of our Chancellor and Pro-Chancellor. We have come up with this model. They have provided the framework, the guidance, the benchmarks, and the team at Jagran has worked on creating this model, and that has been endorsed by the Chancellor and Pro-Chancellor and put forward before the body. And we do hope that this model that we develop would provide a very important way of looking at quality, of measuring quality, of benchmarking quality within the AUAP community. And I'm sure this benchmarking that we do will be a very important contribution that AUAP will make, not just for its members, for the larger university community across the world. So welcome to this session, and I have just provided you an outline of what we are going to do. After this, for 10 minutes, one of the members of the team will present to you the HAPPI model. Then we will break up into groups for 40 minutes and discuss in our groups for 40 minutes, and then come back to the General Assembly, and each group will present its core discussion points for another 40 minutes. And with that, then we will conclude this workshop. So thank you, and look forward to a very, very exciting, interesting, and challenging discussion in the next 90 minutes of this program. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for outlining the schedule for today's workshop. With this, as prompted, I'll invite Professor Dr. Shailja Shastri, Dean of Faculty of Liberal Arts and Humanities, and the team member who framed the HAPPI model to introduce us today as to what exactly this HAPPI model is.
Respected members on the dais and off the dais, good morning to everyone. It gives me great pleasure to introduce the HAPPI model of quality assessment designed by the team at Jagran Lake City University in collaboration with AUAP. Research in educational psychology indicates that learning is maximized when the ambience of the institution is happy. That's where we begin. Quantifying quality in educational sector can be a daunting task, as several of its output can be intangible and abstract. In this context, I would like to state that the HAPPI model places learning and the processes connected to learning central to the assessment of quality. The model envisages 5 pillars to capture and assess quality of a university. Let me place before you in detail each pillar along with its rationale. Before undertaking any journey, setting a direction with the help of the navigation tools is crucial. The first pillar, headway, represents the compass that helps the university to charter its course and navigate through its journey. This pillar encompasses the direction set by the parent body by providing a clear vision, mission, and values. The benchmarks of leadership strategies are captured in this pillar. The power and rigor of the philosophical underpinnings are also measured through headway. The heart of any institution of higher education lies in the robustness of the academics it offers. This acts as the second pillar of the HAPPI model. Academics in terms of the bandwidth of the curriculum, the purpose and the processes of assessment, dovetailing the practices to cater to the diversity in learning. The question concerning access and equity are measured under this bracket. Processes is the next pillar. This pillar provides a lens to view the organizational structure and its culture. The focus here is on the administrative and HR policies that enables the smooth functioning of any university. The feedback from the stakeholders is vital too. A process-oriented educational institution focuses on optimally and efficiently using resources so that students are the biggest beneficiaries, and it all adds up to providing a high-class and valued learning experience. People are considered to be the soul of any organization. In the context of any university, it exists for learners and is facilitated by the teachers. The psychological safety provided to the learners, the consideration of the well-being of every faculty and all other employees are crucial. Partnerships with people and institutions are pegged under the umbrella of this pillar. The success of any university lies in the impact it creates. This is the final pillar. Education institutions are not just considered to be knowledge hubs, but are expected to be nodal centers for social change. The measure of impact is therefore not limited to the degrees it bestows, but the contribution to research and the benchmark the university has created in the national and global arena. Thus, friends, the HAPPI model with its 5 pillars provides ample flexibility to universities across Asia Pacific region to benchmark their best practices at a global level, while empowering them to floodlight their own unique and national and cultural perspectives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And with this, we'll just divide ourselves into different work groups. There are few of your participants who have already mentioned their criteria as to which breakout room they wish to. Those who haven't, I request you to kindly use the chat box to tell us as to which breakout room they wish to enter onto. We are just taking a 5 minutes break before we assign the breakout rooms. The breakout description would be available on your screen. Kindly accept it and join it across to.